With the Winter Olympics now behind us, I've been thinking about the stories that stay with us long after the medals are awarded. It's rarely just about who wins, it's about how they win. Hi everybody, happy March, Brenna Bauckham, Collective Wealth Planning. As my family and I watched the 2026 games, I kept coming back to three themes that also define good financial planning: perseverance, patience, and preparation. Let's rewind to the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. Australian short track speed skater Stephen Bradbury won the gold in what looked like a miracle. In the 1,000 meter final, he trailed the entire race, and on the final turn, the four skaters ahead of him collided and crashed. Bradbury skated through and won. But that moment didn't start in 2002. Years earlier, he nearly died after a teammate's skate blade sliced through his thigh. He later broke his neck in another crash. Across 4 Olympic cycles, he endured setback after setback. Most athletes would have quit. He didn't. Yeah, he stayed back strategically, but the real reason that he won, he was still in the race. Financially, perseverance looks like staying invested through down markets, continuing to save when progress feels slow, and not abandoning your long-term plan because of one hard year. We can't control markets, but we can control whether we stay in the race. At the 2024 Winter Youth Olympics, Chinese speed skater Yang Jingru, she used what commentator called the rabbit tactic. She exploded off the start, taking an early lead, but instead of trying to dominate every lap, she deliberately eased back, settled into a rhythm, and allowed the race to unfold before accelerating at the right moment. She walked away with gold and silver. It wasn't reckless speed, it was controlled pacing. In financial terms, early in your career, you may have to push hard. You might be saving aggressively, taking smart growth risks. Over time, you find a rhythm. You allow compounding to work. You resist the urge to constantly sprint. The goal isn't to win the first lap, it's to finish strong, and that's patience. And then there's Alyssa Liu at the 2026 Winter Olympics. She stepped away from competitive skating in 2022 at just 16. Many assumed her Olympic chapter was closed, but she returned stronger, more mature, and won gold. Her success wasn't flashy. It was built quietly through preparation layered over experience. Financial planning works the same way. Preparation isn't flashy. It looks like updating beneficiaries, planning for healthcare before Medicare, running tax projections, modeling retirement income. It's not dramatic, but the medal is confidence. So, perseverance, patience, preparation. Whether you are still working or already retired, those are the 3 principles that shape long-term success. All right, on to this month's resources. To read, for my PERS folks, I am sharing an article on proposed changes to PERS classifications that could impact around 700 members by shifting them into the police and fire category, potentially meaning earlier retirement eligibility and higher pensions. Important developments to keep an eye on here in Salem. To watch, if this new year has you revisiting whether you need a financial advisor or how to find the right fit, I'm resharing a short video that can help you think through that. And to listen, healthcare, as I just mentioned earlier, it's not sexy, but it remains one of the biggest retirement expenses to plan for. And I'm linking to a 4-part podcast series on planning for healthcare coverage before Medicare. So that's especially helpful to those of you planning for early retirement years. Finally, if you or your spouse have earned income in 2025, I'm sharing 2 simple flowcharts that can help you determine whether you can contribute to a Roth or a traditional IRA and whether a traditional IRA contribution may be deductible. So clear rules, simple visuals, practical planning. No matter where you are on your financial journey, stay in the race, pace yourself wisely, and prepare before the final lap. I'll see you next month.